am here with Sally, and she has just gone through brain breakthrough therapy. And Sally, can you tell me a little bit about what brought you here?
Yes, I came because a friend had told me about this therapy, and I came basically to help with my anxiety, which I had a lot of. I have had a lot of anxiety over the past couple of decades that just would like come up on me on a daily basis. And if you have anxiety, you'd understand what I'm saying. It just comes up and interferes. And so my anxiety really presented a lot physically. Like I could feel it in my, reverberate in my chest, and I could feel it crawling up my neck, and I would definitely get into fight, flight, or freeze, which was usually more like fight or flight, and it just interfered with a lot. So a friend told me about it, and I thought I'd come and see if Jesse could help me.
And what are some of those results you've seen since going through brain breakthrough therapy?
Yeah, so almost immediately after the first day of therapy, I experienced, I would just say some freedom from the anxiety. I had a situation where I was in a conversation. It was within hours of leaving the first session here that would normally have brought up a lot of anxious tension. And as the conversation was happening, I kept kind of waiting, because that was, when you get triggered, you're like, okay, that's the thing that's happening next. And I was waiting for it to happen, and it just didn't happen. I still didn't like to have the conversation. It still kind of made me, I wouldn't say it made me mad. Like I didn't have a mad response, but I was annoyed. I didn't like the thing happening, but my anxiety didn't flare up. My fight and flight didn't flare up, and I kind of was waiting for it to, and then it didn't. So that was the first thing. Another thing that happened was, I have lots of stories, but these are just two. A few nights ago, and it's been a week now, a few nights ago, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had a thought cross my mind, that a thought that crosses my mind a lot when I wake up in the middle of the night. And I jumped up to go to the bathroom and come back, and I realized that thought always in the past has been accompanied with sharp pain in my chest, like a sharp stabbing pain of anxiety in my chest, and that hadn't happened. Like I didn't have that. My body wasn't kind of trying to recover from that as I was walking to the bathroom, which is what I was used to. So it was like just noticing the absence of it. And I just want to say this one other thing. When I've had these experiences where normally I'd be triggered with anxiety or some sort of triggering mechanism, in the past, if I were to be able to overcome being triggered, it was because I either had a really good counseling session where I had felt maybe heard and understood, or had been able to let off some steam, and I was just kind of coming off of that, so I was able to work through that, or I was reading a good book and I was able to strategize through that triggering. And the difference between those things and what happened after brain breakthrough was that there was nothing to strategize through. Does that make sense? It wasn't that I was like, okay, this is happening and now I'm going to have to figure out how to navigate my way through it. It just never happened. And that, it's been a week now, and I haven't been triggered once. Life still is happening. All of the same things are still happening, but I haven't gone into trigger mode at all. So that's my story.
Amazing. Who would you recommend come and go through the brain breakthrough therapy?
Well, I think honestly, anybody, because we don't get very far in life without having some kind of trauma, and mine wasn't, big monumental things, but they were a lot of little things over time that caused me pain and caused me triggering. I mean, something as seemingly benign as my 4th grade teacher, and the impact that she had on me all these years later, 40 almost years later, like that. So if you had a bad 4th grade teacher, you need it. But yeah, or if you feel like you're always trying to maintain your equilibrium emotionally, definitely, I think it would be really helpful.
Sally, thank you so much for trusting us with the process and for your time.